JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Tivoli Gardens High student charged after fight with senior teacher. A 16-year-old student at the Tivoli Gardens High School in Kingston has been charged with assaulting a 56-year-old teacher at the institution yesterday. The student was charged after he and the senior teacher got into a fight. He is charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. A video of the altercation has been posted on social media. According to the police report, the teacher was conducting her class when the accused student entered and began behaving boisterously. The report said the teacher asked him to leave, but he refused. This led to a physical confrontation, causing bruises and swelling to the teacher's face, upper body, and breast. Commanding officer for the Kingston Western Division, Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, said the police have several concerns at Tivoli Gardens High and are trying to schedule a meeting with the principal, but it has not yet materialized. We're having issues at various schools in the division and have met with most principals and are working together to iron out the issues, SSP Phillips said. In the viral video, the student is seen pushing the teacher in front of the chalkboard. The teacher goes up and takes up a desk, which is taken from her and thrown aside by the student. Amidst the laughing and cheering from other students in the classroom, the teacher and the student drape each other. This was when several other male students intervened and attempted to part the altercation. One of the male students who parted the fight was heard telling the one who draped the teacher to let her go. Another went behind him and attempted to pull him away. Meanwhile, Principal Marvin Johnson remains hospitalized after fainting yesterday following the incident. Johnson fainted after news of the incident emerged. Bus driver killed near police station in St. James. A bus driver who plies the Cambridge route in St. James has been fatally shot just days after a taxi driver was shot and injured almost at the same location. The deceased has been identified only as Stanley. Preliminary reports are that the driver was getting passengers when he was shot. The incident occurred on Fish Lane, just a few meters from the Barnett Street police station. Stanley was rushed to hospital where he later died. The scene was processed by the police. Security guard shot dead in St. Thomas. A security guard employed to the Jamaica China Goodwill Infant School 2 in St. Thomas was shot and killed on Monday night. He has been identified as 35-year-old Damien Chisholm of Style Hut, Portmorant, St. Thomas. It's reported that about 9:30, Chisholm was among a group of people on Queen Street in Morant Bay when four masked men walked up and opened gunfire. Chisholm was shot several times. He died at the Princess Margaret Hospital. St. James man electrocuted while picking breadfruit. An attempt to pick breadfruit in the community of Coral Gardens in St. James on Tuesday morning turned deadly. Ashley Jarrett, a caretaker in the neighboring community of Ironshore, was reportedly using a stick to pick breadfruit when he came into contact with a high-tension wire and he was electrocuted. The incident is said to have occurred at about 9:30 a.m. Teams from the police, the fire brigade and the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited were dispatched and he was removed from the tree. He succumbed to his injuries. Laborer found with bullet wounds in Pleasant Hill, St. Mary. A 47-year-old laborer has become the latest murder victim in St. Mary when his body was found with bullet wounds at his home in the community of Pleasant Hill near Anoto Bay on Monday, June 6. The deceased has been identified as Kingsley Brown. According to reports, residents became suspicious after not seeing Brown in the community since Saturday. On Monday, at about 11 a.m., residents went to the house where Brown's body was discovered on the floor in a pool of blood. The police were alerted, and the body was later removed to the morgue. Investigations are ongoing, the police said. A total of 21 people have been killed in St. Mary since the start of the year. Clarendon teacher held after 14-year-old girl found at his home gets $2 million bail. The Clarendon teacher was arrested after a 14-year-old girl who had been missing was found at his home has been granted $2 million bail. David Osborne, 34, was offered bail last Friday and was ordered to return to the Lionel Town Parish Court in Clarendon on July 21. He is charged with sexual grooming, abduction of a person under 16, having sexual intercourse with a person under age 16, and grievous sexual assault. The offenses took place between 2019 and 2022. On May 19 this year, the girl left her home and did not return. It is reported that on May 21, the girl was found at Osborne's home in Clarendon and he was arrested and charged. His attorney Dwight Reese in applying for bail, told the judge that there was no risk that could not be managed. Senior Parish Judge Delia Finlay, in granting bail, ordered that Osborne should live outside of Clarendon. He was also ordered not to have any contact with the complainant. Two listed as persons of interest in St. Catherine. The St. Catherine North Police Division have listed two persons of interest who they believe can assist with investigations into recent incidents of violence in the division. They are 27-year-old Neville Butler of Old Harbour Road, St. Catherine, and Damian Davis, otherwise called Wassy and Spinball of St. John's Road, St. Catherine. The men are asked to turn themselves in to the Spanish Town Police by 5 p.m. Tuesday, June 7. Anyone with information that can assist the police is also urged to contact investigators immediately at 876-984-2874 or Crime Stop at 311. Police actively pursue an investigation into Sharp Dawn. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey says the police are actively pursuing an investigation into popular dancehall producer Linval Sharp Dawn Thompson Jr. Sharp Dawn, who was freed of gun charges in April, was arrested again on Friday, June 3 by the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force following an operation in St. Catherine South. Law enforcers say the producer is a person of interest in a triple murder which occurred in Rose Heights, St. James on May 25. In the Jamaica Constabulary Force's monthly press conference held on Tuesday, DCP Bailey revealed that the police have adequate evidence against Sharp Dawn, which led to his arrest last week. The top cop said the producer will be interviewed in short order and the proper course of justice meted out as a result. I know that he'll be interviewed and I can't comment any further on that, but the evidence that we have has implicated him and whatever action that needs to be taken will be taken after. Sharp Dawn remains in police custody, but his lawyer, Donahue Martin, has disclosed that his legal team intends to submit a bail application. Truck crashes into 3 vehicles on Spur Tree Hill. At least 6 people narrowly escaped serious injury following a 4-vehicle crash on the Spur Tree Hill main road in Manchester on Tuesday afternoon. One of the drivers involved in the crash said that an out-of-control truck traveling downhill collided with 3 cars all heading in the opposite direction. When the truck hit the first vehicle and the second vehicle and was coming towards me, I was like, God, if this is it, me dead now. We are beg you save way. I was on the phone with somebody talking and was telling him that a truck a kill we have to come down, but God I go save way, she said. This latest crash follows Monday's incident in which another truck overturned on the accident-prone main road. Road traffic deaths surged to 207, says RSU. The number of people killed in motor vehicle crashes since the start of the year now stands at 207. The 200 mark was breached following several multiple fatal crashes on the weekend, including the deaths of 3 alleged gunmen who crashed the Nissan Latio motor car in which they were traveling into a tour bus as they tried to elude the police at a checkpoint in Hanover. The 207 fatalities recorded so far this year resulted from 182 fatal crashes, according to the latest statistics released on Monday by the Road Safety Unit, RSU, which is located in the Ministry of Transport and Mining. Fatalities have decreased by 1%, and fatal crashes are down 3% when compared to the similar period in 2021, the RSU said. However, while the projection at the start of the year was that fatalities would decrease by 8%, the RSU said that based on the trend so far, it has been forced to revise this figure and now anticipates a 6% reduction instead. Meanwhile, 20% of those killed in motor vehicle crashes this year are pedestrians. A further breakdown of the statistics shows the following. Drivers of private motor vehicles account for 23% of the road users killed since the start of the year. Passengers of private motor vehicles account for 13% of the road users killed since the start of the year. Motorcyclists account for 20% of all road fatalities. Vulnerable road users, pedestrians, pedal cyclists, motorcyclists and pillion riders account for 56% of the road users killed since January 1. Jamaica reports 174 new COVID cases, 2 deaths. Jamaica reported 174 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 fatalities on Monday, according to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This pushed the total number of cases of the virus since the start of the pandemic to 139,203 and the death toll to 3,076. Of the new reported cases, There were 104 females and 70 males, with ages ranging from 1 year to 88 years. The cases were recorded in St. James, 54, Kingston and St. Andrew, 33, Clarendon, 23, Trelawney, 19, Westmoreland, 18, St. Catherine, 7, Hanover, 6, St. Anne, 6, Manchester, 3, St. Mary, 3, and St. Elizabeth, 2. Meanwhile, the latest deaths were a 68-year-old man from St. Catherine, whose death was previously recorded on the investigation in March 2021, and a 97-year-old man from St. Catherine, whose death was previously recorded on the investigation in September 2021. The country also recorded 101 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 87,975. The positivity rate for the latest round of testing was 38.2%. There are 125 people hospitalized, 3 of them critically ill. There are 3,323 confirmed active cases on the island. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.